Hi, fourth graders, and welcome back. Today's topic for fourth grade ELA is main topic versus main idea. We are going to begin as usual by going over our objective for today's lesson. Our objective is, I can recognize the difference between main topic and main idea, identifying the features of each. I want you guys to take a moment to read that objective out loud, read that objective in your head, and take a moment to really focus on what we will be learning throughout today's lesson. All right, let's start by going over main idea and main topic. Let's begin by comparing the two and seeing the noticeably different characteristics between the two and seeing some of the similarities. So for main idea, it is usually a sentence that explains the most important thought about the topic. To find our main idea, we should look at the title, look at the headings, look at pictures throughout the text, look for words used more than once. So look for words that are repeated throughout the text. This might help to give us clues about exactly what our main idea is and what the main focus of a text is. And be sure to reread the first and last sentence, whether it's a paragraph, an essay, or a book. Be sure to reread the first and last sentence because this could really give us some clues about what exactly the main idea is for the text. Now moving on to main topic. The main topic is a word or phrase that tells what the book or text is about. So already we can notice a difference between the main idea and main topic. The topic is a word or phrase, and the main idea is usually a sentence that explains the most important thought about the topic. So the main idea is explaining the most important thought about the topic. And the main topic is a word or phrase that tells what the book or text is about. And the characteristics of main topic are one or two words, general subject, and usually given in the title. So usually given in the title is a really good hint for when we are reading a text or a book. We should be sure to first look at the title when we're looking for the topic. The title normally will give us some pretty good clues or even explicitly state what the topic is for our text. Let's focus a little bit more on main idea. The main idea is the entire point of a text. The main idea of a text is what exactly the author is trying to get across to us, what the author wants us to know about, learn about, read about, be entertained by. And we can find the main idea a main idea in paragraphs, informational text, which would be a text that is primarily filled with information about a topic. So an example of an informational text would be a text about penguins. So a text about penguins would be telling us about penguins' lives, where they live, what they eat. That would be an example of an informational text. We can find main ideas in books also, essays, and nonfiction text. Nonfiction texts are a text or a book that has facts about something real. And often the first sentence of a text will tell us clues to what the main idea is, and sometimes will even state the main idea. So in the last slide, we talked about rereading, to find the main idea, rereading the first and last sentence of a book or an essay or a paragraph to find our main idea. And sometimes the first sentence of a text will even tell us the main idea or give us clues about what the main idea is, letting us know what the text is going to be about. And when we're trying to find our main idea, think who, what, and why. Think who is involved in the story. What is happening in the story? What is going on? What is the author trying to tell us throughout the story? And why is the author trying to tell us this? What is the importance of this information? Now, main topic, digging deeper into the main topic. The topic is a broad, general message. So remember, the topic can be one word or two words. It's very broad and it's general. The main topic is the main subject of a text. So the main topic of a text is what our text is going to be about. Not necessarily the same as our main idea, because our main idea is telling us what is going on in our story and lets us know exactly the main elements of a story, whereas the main topic is just telling us the main subject of our text. So our subject of a text, again, if it were an informational text about penguins, our topic about that informational text, the topic would be penguins. Identifying the main topic will help us as readers be able to better identify the main idea. So if we were reading an informational text about penguins and our topic would be penguins. Knowing that from the beginning, that could help us better find our main idea. We know that in our sentence about the main idea, we are probably going to have the word penguins in it because this whole text is about penguins. But what are we learning through the informational text? What exactly is the author telling us about penguins? That would be our main idea. And ask yourself, what is this about? So when you're looking for the topic, ask yourself, what is this about? What does the author want me to think the subject of this text is? And think of the text or paragraph as a wheel with the topic being the central core in which the paragraph spins around. So think of our paragraph or text being a wheel and then our topic being in the center of that wheel with the paragraph spinning around the topic. Everything in the paragraph being about that topic. It comes back to that topic. So think about the topic being in the center as the central core, and then everything around it that will include our key details, our main idea, all the information that we are learning throughout the text. And what is the importance of main idea? The main idea is the most important piece of information the author wants you to know about the concept of a text. So the main idea is the most important thing the author wants us to take away from a text. And when we understand what the main idea is, we have a better understanding of what we are reading, what the author wants to convey to the readers. When we understand our main idea, when we are able to identify our main idea, we have a better overall understanding of what we are reading and the information we should be gaining throughout the text. And the main idea is a key concept being addressed in a text. So again, the main idea is the key information that the author is trying to address to us while we are reading a text. Moving on, what is the importance of main topic? When we are able to understand the main topic, it helps us as readers to find the main idea. So again, if we're able to identify the main topic of a text right away, that's going to help us later on to identify the main idea and to identify exactly what the main idea is about. The main topic allows the reader to understand what they will be reading about, being that the main topic is stated in the title or at the beginning of a text. So the main topic is normally stated at the very beginning of our text or even in the title. So when you're flipping through a book, flipping through any sort of informational text and you see the title, and you see the title is, again, if you see the title is penguins, you would see that and you would know right away, okay, the subject, the main topic of this text is going to be penguins. And then that would allow you as a reader to dig deeper into that text, read that text if that's something you're interested in, and then go on to find the main idea. The main topic can help the reader to understand the author's purpose of the text. So the main topic will help connect to the main idea, and those two together will help the reader understand exactly what the author's purpose of the text is, exactly what the author is trying to convey through their words. Tips to finding the main idea and topic. So for our main idea, we should, again, look at the titles and heading. We should look at pictures. If there are pictures in the text, we should look for words that are used more than once, repeated words. Look for details in the story that help support / add to the main idea. So look for key details throughout that are there to support our main idea, that are there to give us more information about our main idea, and try to find the topic in order to help find the main idea. And then for tips to finding the main topic, we should look for the topic of the text in the title. So start off by looking for the topic listed in the title of our text. And the topic should be one or two simple words, not a complete sentence, unlike our main idea, which would be a complete sentence. And look for the main subject of the text, the focus of the text. Now I want you guys to take a moment and pause the video and go and grab a pencil and a piece of paper, please. We will need this for our next activity. All right, now everyone should have a pencil and a piece of paper in front of you. And we are going to spend this time now to practice finding the main idea and main topic of a text. So on your piece of paper, I want you to create a chart similar to the chart below. We'll be filling in the chart as we read to nonfiction text. Leave the chart blank until we begin our read alouds. So on your piece of paper, I want you guys to create two charts that look very similar to this chart that I have shown here, with at the top main idea versus topic chart, and then in your chart have the topic of the text, the main idea of the text, and explain the main idea in your own words, a box for each of them. And again, you do not only need one chart, you need two charts because we are reading two different nonfiction texts. So take a moment to pause your video once again and write down your chart on your piece of paper. Again, make sure to have two charts, please. Okay, everyone should have their charts completed on their piece of paper, and we will begin with our read alouds. During our read aloud, feel free to pause the video throughout to have more time to read or look at the pictures. Look up any words that you are unfamiliar with or are confusing to you. And take your time when completing your charts and make sure to keep in mind what we learned today. So for our first text, we have your five sentences. And at the top, we have a word bank with the word, topic, and main idea, what we learned about today. Just a quick reminder, a topic is a word or phrase that tells what the book or text is about. And the main idea is a sentence that explains the most important thought about the topic. So remember that when you are looking for the topic of this text and the main idea. So part 1, your five senses. Your five senses help you understand the world around you. Every day, whether you're running outside or eating a yummy meal, your five senses are always sending messages to your brain. Go outside. What do you see? From the tiny ants crawling on the ground to the bluebird at the very top of the tree, your eyes help you see everything around you. Have you ever walked into a bakery and felt hungry right away? Feeling hungry is your sense of smell in action. When air carries smells into your nose, your brain recognizes it. Sometimes that smell makes you feel hungry. Sounds are everywhere you go. Some sounds are very loud, like the siren of a fire truck. Other sounds are quiet, like water dripping from the sink. Have you ever felt something that was slimy, sticky, or wet? Your skin sends information about the way things feel to your brain. Then your brain tells you what to do. People eat food every day. You use your tongue to taste the food you eat. The tiny bumps on your tongue are called taste buds. They tell your brain if the food tastes good or bad. Without your five senses, the world would seem very different. Every day, your brain helps make sense of what you see, smell, hear, touch, and taste. So take a moment to pause the video and complete your chart. And when you are done, unpause the video and we will go over my answers for the chart, which should be similar to your guys's. All right, so let's start by going over the topic of the text in our chart. The topic of this text was the five senses. So you guys should have written in your five senses. If you do not, go ahead and make that change real quick to the five senses. The main idea of the text is our five senses help us to smell, see, hear, feel, and touch. So the main idea of the text was to tell us about what our five senses do for us. Again, they help us smell, see, hear, feel, and touch. And to explain the main idea in your own words. Without our senses, we would be unable to understand the world around us. Our brain works directly with our senses. So to explain the main idea in my own words, that was how I explained it. You guys might have something different. Just make sure you're talking about the senses, the five senses, and how they work with us to have a better understanding of the world around us. So your main idea in your own words might be different than mine. Again, just make sure to have the main idea really focusing on our five senses, which are smell, seeing, hearing, feeling, and touching. And then for our second text, part 2, mountains, I want you guys to make sure that move on to your next chart and make sure that you are paying close attention so you are able to fill in your second chart with information. So part 2, mountains. There are different types of mountains. Mountains take millions of years to form. Some mountains are made when Earth's crust is pushed up in big folds or forced up or down in blocks. A block mountain forms when two of Earth's tectonic plates move and a big piece of land breaks off. The line where the break takes place is called a fault. The slab of land that is forced up becomes the block mountain. The most common type of mountain is called a fold mountain. Fold mountains form when the tectonic plates push forward slowly over many years, making many folds. Dome mountains form when liquid inside the earth makes the ground swell or rise. Instead of the earth breaking, a dome forms. Mountains are incredible landforms on the Earth's surface. There are many different types of mountains. There is so much to learn about mountains. So take a moment to pause the video, and when you guys pause the video, I want you to fill in your second chart. You might have been already working to fill in your second chart as I was reading, and that is totally okay. When you are done, unpause the video and we will go over what information I filled in to my chart. All right, guys, let's go over my chart. So the topic of the text is, remember when we're looking for the topic, we should be looking at the title. And the title actually gives us our topic. So our topic is mountains. The main idea of the text is there are many different types of mountains with a lot of information to learn about. So if you remember back a couple slides, I had discussed that the main idea could be found in our first sentence of our text or even in our last sentence. So if we look at our first sentence, it says, there are different types of mountains. In our last sentences, there is so much to learn about mountains. And for our main idea, I have, there are many different types of mountains, just like the first sentence, with a lot of information to learn about, just like our last sentence. So for this text, it had stated the main idea of the text in the first and last sentence. And explain the main idea in your own words. So in my own words, this might be different than you guys, and that's okay. Mountains are unique landforms that vary though many different types and take years to form. So my main idea in my own words might be a little bit different than your guys's, and that is okay. Moving on, we are going to go over what we learned today through our lesson. Today we learned the difference between the main idea of a text and the main topic. We learned the features of a main idea and a main topic, and how we are able to find the two within a text. So through our activity, you guys were able to find both the main topic and main idea of two texts. And we were able to find the importance of using details within a text to find the main idea. So we were able to read our two texts, finding different details throughout the text that were able to help us find the main idea. Especially when we were writing the main idea in our own words. I was using key details. I'm sure you guys were too, different details throughout the text. And how to write a main idea of our text in our own words. So instead of just grabbing the main idea straight from the text, we were also able to write the main idea in our own words and how we perceived the main idea through the text. So we had a great lesson today, guys. Great job. Tomorrow we will be learning more on main idea once again. It'll be a super fun lesson. Awesome job today. Bye-bye.